blind men, a rope, an elephant, and a king. What does this ancient story have to do with us today? Join me as we explore this week's episode of The Power of Yoga. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we look at a parable which features in various forms in Buddhist, Jain, and Hindu texts. It's called The Blind Men and the Elephant. It's an ancient story with a simple message, yet it holds profound wisdom. The story goes like this. Once upon a time, in a town near a big forest, there lived a very rich and wise king. One day the king went to the forest and saw an elephant for the first time. Elephants weren't native to his region, and so he was very excited to see one. The king decided to bring this elephant to the town for everyone to see. He invited some people from the town, including 6 blind men, to come and touch and feel the elephant and describe it to the others. None of these men had ever touched an elephant before, so the first man reached out and touched the elephant's leg and said, "I say this creature is like a pillar, strong and hard and smooth." The next man walked around and touched the elephant's tail and said, "No, you are wrong. This thing is like a rope, thin and flexible and soft." The third man went up to the elephant and touched its ear and said, "You are both wrong. This is a large, rough fan." The fourth man walked further and touched the elephant's side and said, "No, no, no, it is a solid wall, hard and rough and imposing." The fifth man went to the front of the elephant and touched its trunk and said, "You are all fools. This thing is a giant snake." The sixth man then touched the elephant's tusk and said, "I say it is like a spear, hard and smooth and sharp." So each man argued strongly with the others, and soon they were all shouting at one another. They couldn't agree on anything. Each man thought that his experience was the only truth and that the others were wrong. They were so focused on proving themselves right that they didn't even try to understand what the others were saying. When the king saw that his guests were arguing and shouting, he called for silence and said, "My friends, all of you are correct in what you have said, but you are all wrong in thinking that your truth is the whole truth. Each of you has only touched one part of the elephant. If you were to listen to one another and put your pieces together, you would understand the magnificent whole." Then he asked them to start again, this time sharing their experiences without judgment. So they did. They shared what they knew and they listened to what the others had to say, and slowly, little by little, they began to understand the magnificent elephant. This is a beautiful story, isn't it? The king represents the ideal seeker. He is curious and open-minded and realizes that there is more to life than what he currently knows. The blind men represent the seekers on the path. They are limited by their current understanding and their inability to see the bigger picture. The elephant represents the ultimate reality, which is beyond our limited perception. So what can we learn from this story? First, it teaches us that our experience is limited. We can never know everything. There will always be more to learn. Second, it teaches us that there is more to reality than meets the eye. We must go beyond our limited perception to understand the deeper truth. Third, it teaches us to listen to others. They may have something valuable to share that we don't yet know. And fourth, it teaches us that the truth is often complex and multifaceted. We must be willing to consider different perspectives if we want to understand the full picture. Friends, this ancient parable holds deep significance because it reflects a fundamental aspect of our existence. Our ego compels us to believe that we are right and everyone else is wrong. This story serves as a gentle reminder that our individual experience, while valuable, is only a small piece of the puzzle. The truth is vast and multifaceted, and we can't comprehend it fully from a single viewpoint. Just like the blind men trying to understand the elephant, we often cling to our limited experiences and fail to see the bigger picture. But true wisdom lies in recognizing the limitations of our own perspective and embracing the richness of different viewpoints. By listening to and learning from others, we can gradually piece together a more complete and accurate understanding of the world. That's all for this week's episode. May this ancient parable inspire you to remain humble in your pursuits of knowledge and understanding. As you walk on your spiritual path, remember that every experience is valid, but none is complete without considering multiple truths. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and keep seeking the truth in all its multifaceted glory. Namaskar.